and ensuring 100% reliability of rake for customers that require this for movement. So after you created the solution out of the rail, that's also very important to make sure that you have infrastructure. How do you do and build this infrastructure? Arshia's testament to building this infrastructure and making it part of the rail solution stands on the name that we've given our division. It's called Arshia Rail Infrastructure, because it's very, very important to be able to make this a solution. And then it doesn't stop there for us. It's not only about the rail movement, it's very important to then connect it to the other variables of logistics, because this product is in the end going somewhere else, and you need to have the visibility, the IT, and all of that in order to merge with this infrastructure solution of rail to eventually make it competent. There needs to be collaboration between the Indian government, and they've done a lot in terms of coming out and saying private sidings. We have innumerable dilapidated and unused private sidings all over the country which are not used for consolidating product and making movement possible through rail. There's where the partnership needs to come up, and I don't think it's one person alone that can do anything. We keep talking about how bad it is, but still the macroeconomic potential of India's growth speaks for itself. It's time somebody stands up and delivers a solution. How do we become an integrated player? What is integration? How do we change the face of logistics? And for us, the answer to integration was quite simple. To be able to fuse the soft infrastructure aspects of logistics, build competency in it, no matter how long it takes, and then fuse it with infrastructure solutions. The infrastructure solutions are required in two optimal areas. One, in the region of hubbing, which India has not seen. But we need to make hubbing infrastructure attack some of the taxation issues that we're talking about, some of the regulatory aspects that forces us to spend more on logistics as a country, and then help in the movement of product by infrastructure fusing with rail, making aggregation possible. And if we're able to do that, then we can address the fact that this country spends more on logistics than it requires. To start up with the free trade warehousing zones in the infrastructure park, there's a fundamental flaw with the Special Economic Zone Act. Not a flaw, it was not meant to service value addition or hubbing. So understanding this limitation, subsection 7A was added to the Special Economic Zone Act, where the Free Trade Warehousing Zone Act was introduced, that would allow India to now compete in the space of value addition and hubbing. You have all the benefits of a Special Economic Zone Act that is applicable inside the zone. Product that comes into the free trade zone is able to stay duty-free for 2 years. Any product that in that 2 years can be sent back without actually going through a long working capital tie-up and regulatory process of getting duty benefit redrawn. And the activities that you conduct in the zone, if it's semi-knockdown assembly, if it's value addition like packaging, shrink wrapping, labeling, all of that becomes service tax exempt from the form of labor and material that you need in order to be able to do this value addition. Therefore, you can use a free trade warehousing zone as a sourcing and trading hub, which India has not been able to compete in so far. In terms of explaining what the value proposition is in terms of the benefits that can be acquired through these zones, one, to highlight how a zone can come in handy when product is coming into the country, and what are some of the benefits that are possible. On the flip side, for the exporters or the buyers of material from India, bringing this material through this zone represents some benefits. And then in terms of pure hubbing and value addition, why a free trade warehousing zone can help India compete higher. All the suppliers continue to send material into India, but instead of it being taken from a port after paying duty, it sits in a free trade warehousing zone where it can stay for 2 years without the allocation of duty, without the payment of duty. You need to pay duty on only material that leaves the free trade warehousing zone, and that makes your reverse logistics easy, because you can send whatever product that is rejected or what you don't need after a certain period of time with a yellow bill of lading, and therefore you don't have to apply for duty drawback. And then, depending on the need of the dealership, service the dealer directly from the free trade warehousing zone. And that's bringing efficiency in the logistics and supply chain of this product, eventually going to reflect in the cost of that product by the time it lands in the hand of a consumer. If you look at it from an export perspective, if you have a free trade warehousing zone, the same solution is possible, because these suppliers now send product into the free trade warehousing zone where it's a deemed export. So although it's an EOU, it can send product inside the zone which is physically in India, and the buyer can take possession of all those products while it sits here in India, reducing the reverse logistics costs. And here, the deconsolidation of all the product that comes in from the suppliers can be done. Product can be stocked. Depending on the need of the suppliers, the value addition and labeling can be done. If you're using India as a hub for all those products that it's sourcing from India, you can very well use it as a hub for products that you source from Pakistan and Bangladesh. A lot of these companies source from all of these countries, and therefore use naturally India as a hub to be able to consolidate this product before it goes to the stores directly. And we made a point about integrated logistics.